So our next step is we're gonna get our stem and our tie rods on. So we were gonna use a slow stem on this bike, just kind of more of a high speed setup. But I've had a chance to ride one that has this on there. And so we're gonna run this for no other reason than I kind of want to see the difference. So we're gonna go ahead and put this fast turn stem on, and we'll get our tie rods bolted up, and then that'll allow us to start putting the front end, the shocks, everything together. Okay, so Sophia, come on in, sweetie. So as we noted before, this is a older style setup. The newer ones have 2 bolts here, and the older ones have a bolt that actually goes right down in there, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to get to. So from what I understand, talking to Doug, the reason they redesigned it wasn't for any other reason other than it's really inconvenient to try to put that bolt through, just working through that hole basically. Okay, so this has to go down. Okay, sweetheart, grab me the bolts. We're gonna start with the grab me the long Allen and then the short one.
The medium short or the very short?
So the longest one goes right through here. Okay.
Which one?
And then we need to put, so look at this, the short one's gonna go right through there.
Okay.
Actually, excuse me. Long one's gonna go through there.
Sure.
Okay, and then hand me the Allen wrench.
This one?
Yep, so we're gonna use this to get in there. So Sophia, hold this forward towards the front of the frame. So we're gonna do as much as we can to make this as easy as we can, but it really is a awkward position to get this in. Give me the ratchet instead.
Does it have the right size or anything?
Yep, it's already there. So we got all our tools kind of ready in advance. Are you holding it forward? Hold it forward towards the front of the frame. Towards the front of the frame.
Oh,
That
okay,
gives me
now I
more room
understand.
to work.
Sorry, I thought I was doing it right.
So as you can see, not the funnest thing in the world to do, which is why that redesign, from my understanding, that's why the redesign happened, so that you didn't have to
Be so awkward.
in such an awkward position to get this to go down. Oh, lost our Allen wrench. That's okay. It didn't end up working out anyway. So what happened as I put this scene together before and then had to pull it apart again is if you put the stem clamp on it by where Sophia's hands are at, it's actually a lot harder to put together. So if you put these on first, independent of that, it allows you to move this around. When this is all the way, you can't get a ratchet. The head actually starts to hit the stem. So if you leave it undone, you can move this a little bit and create a little bit of space.
Yeah.
Okay, put that back on the seat. Okay, because we can tighten all these down off camera, right? We're gonna do that with everyone watching. So let's get our stem clamp. Why don't you grab those 4 bolts. All right. So we get this guy all fitted up. LSR facing up. Okay. Actually, let's put a blue Loctite on there.
Where is it?
We got this right here. So I don't like to snug these bolts down super hard because it seems to make them harder to turn. I don't know if that's just me, even when I torque it to OEM specs. So I usually try to put a little bit of Loctite on there,
If it'll come out.
so that way we don't have to tighten them down so much.
Here's the next one.
Throw it in. Hand me the next one. Once you start threading those in, so you got to bring that down. You're not lined up yet. You got to line those up. So we just use our blue Loctite. That way we can just real gently snug these down, so that it doesn't tighten up the steering too much. At least that's the way I've done it. I don't know how other people do it. Why don't you grab that ratchet, sweetheart?
Is this right? I don't think it's the right size. Oh. Yes, it is.
Okay. So we'll just get these down a little bit. So why don't you grab the tie rod, sweetie?
Uh-huh.
So we put new, I like to use a lot of the OEM Honda stuff as much as I can. It seems to be the best stuff for the most part. So we're gonna run new, we've got new 450R tie rod ends for the inner and the outer. And we've got those on our tie rods already. So we'll get those thrown on, and then we'll snug all those up off camera. Okay, so we can snug those up later. Okay, why don't you go put yours in on your side. We'll have to line these up, so it doesn't really matter. You gotta get the threads to go through. You gotta be totally straight. Okay, if you come at an angle, it won't come out. There you go. Okay, now grab your nut. So there you go. Turn the knuckle in. Turn the spindle in. Push it towards me a little bit. Oh, not so hard.
Sorry.
Okay, so we gotta grab the nuts first. Let's get the ones that we have on. Right there on the chair. We're already ready.
Right.
Okay, so let's at least get those on. That way they won't slide back out.
Yeah. It's not going on very smoothly. Oh, there we go. Never mind.
Okay, so we need to take this and we need to adjust the angle a little bit. So these things are pretty
Stubborn.
tight when they're new.
There
Okay,
we go.
now I go ahead and throw that nut on.
Alright, that should hold it.
Okay, so we'll get this all lined up as far as our alignment. We'll get everything torqued down, and then we'll be ready to start putting the shocks. We'll be ready to start putting our hubs, our calipers, and all that on. So thanks, everybody.